Welcome back to the channel. I'm Gavin. I'm joined by Corey here today because we just worked on a project together for his short animation called Beans.
Yes.
So this is Behind the Beans.
I forgot the name.
Thank God I'm here, Corey.
Yeah.
So we figured we'd do I
Yeah.
pushed for doing a little collab here with
Yes.
Corey so we could sort of talk about the aspects of it. So on his channel he's going to be talking about the animation part of the short, and on my channel then we're talking about the sound design and the music towards it as well.
Yeah.
And it also gives you an insight because
I have no idea about sound.
you just hand it to me,
Yeah.
and then you just get the result back.
Well, we've worked on the podcast and other things together, so at this stage it's just like, I trust you. And even then you message me being like, is this okay? And I'm always just like, yeah. And I can picture...
Don't even have to tell you.
No, but I picture you sitting there just going, I need more information than that. God damn it, Corey. I'm just like, yeah.
I do, yeah. I panic a little bit.
Yeah.
Even on one scene where I had he flips when the phone comes in and flipping it just for the continuity.
Yeah, I was just like, he's holding it like this.
I did do it, but I was just like, if he tells me no, then I'm just gonna command Z the whole thing.
Yeah.
To dive into this, so the first thing, so I got the music first. You gave me a Motown track that you had as a rough for this.
Did I?
Yes, you did. That's how long it's taken me to do this and how long he's actually seen any of the footage.
Yeah. I think I animated this back in April.
It's now September.
This idea actually was 2-3 years ago.
Oh, so it's been in development for a while.
Yeah, I literally had the script and I just refound it and I was like, I've got nothing to do for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
I'll eventually just animate it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you did, because it was a blast to work on it. Finally work on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the folder you gave me, there was a Motown reference track, and there was part of me thinking, like, well, I could just use that.
Yeah.
But then I thought, nah, fuck it. I want to push the extra.
Yeah.
I want to push myself an extra bit, and then I had sat down and worked on the track as well. So because of the horns being quite prevalent in that reference track, that was my basis for this. So I was just messing around on the little mid keyboard over there. So I started with that. Then I started messing around on the bass.
I actually because you sent me this 2 days ago when I first started playing, when I heard the beginning, I was like, I don't even have to listen to the rest. I know this is going to be great.
Yes.
Because I love the intro song and the little sounds you do throughout as well.
Lovely. So yeah, I spent like 2 days on that song.
For just this?
Just for this song that's like maybe about a minute long in the session.
Yeah.
But for only 10 seconds of use. So it was good fun just building it up and playing around with the drums and getting and then just layering it with guitars as well.
Did you actually go to like a studio and...
No, that was just a plug-in.
Yeah, okay.
UJam was the software I got.
Oh, okay.
It actually was like a free software given by PreSonus when I like registered some gear. It's just that horn sound I really like, because it really has that Motown kind of funky feel to it. Yeah, that was pretty cool when it came together. So it only took best part of like 2 days to do.
Yeah, it only took 2 days.
Only took 2 days with the mixing and all, but yeah, it turned out good for only 10 seconds of use. I used some obviously just some outside ambience just to carry it through.
Yeah.
But as we were talking about just before we recorded, it just, even though it's only 40-45 seconds long, I felt that even like the spaces between the cuts from his bedroom going over to Coco's house and stuff, it just kind of felt very empty. Alan, who's appeared on my channel before, me and him were talking back and forth. We send a lot of stuff back, like for critiquing and stuff.
You were like fully collabing with this. I just thought it was like I send you it, you just spend like half a day just going, throw this sound in, throw that sound in, and then...
No, that is decisions like, does this work? No, that doesn't work. Scrap that. What sounds better? And I have to make it right for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to half-ass it. That's what, like, even like I said about the music, it was that point where I was like, I could just use it, and then I no, I try to catch myself, and then it was like, okay, I can push this a little bit more. Yeah, so me and Alan were going back and forth on this.
Oh, so Alan's seen this too?
Alan's seen this as well, yeah. He saw it in the rough mix stage as well. He said as well some background music, and I was like, no, I don't think so, because it might take away from the kind of fast cut to it But then it's only when I started bringing in all the sound effects, it still kind of felt like dead between it, like there was nothing carrying it.
Yeah.
So that was where the idea for this kind of, like, it sounds like a Pink Panther kind
Yeah,
of
no, like
detective
that's
kind of
what
sound.
I was going for, like Tom and Jerry, where everything has its sound for it, doesn't it? It's constant background music.
Yeah, the notes are kind of give it that weird kind of something's up
Yeah.
kind of feel. And again, that was like so quick to put that one together, and it actually sounded great because it was just, again, that same software for the drums. And then I used like an upright bass effect. I brought that in and then just eventually found those right notes that kind of gave it that weird kind of like mystery kind of feel to it, and then just kind of looped it for a minute. If I go into the software here and we cut that out, when it drops out, it feels like something's kind of missing.
I agree.
But you know, that was still the last thing to go in because, you know, getting everything put together. So getting the vibration of the phone, the little rustle of the duvet taking his hand out. I used like some orchestra kind of sound for him running out the door, but it ended up not really working as well, and I couldn't think of what to use for. It sort of seemed like with comedy I should maybe sort of use that kind of orchestral approach to you for like actions.
Yeah.
And it like the old school kind of Tom and
that's
Jerry
what...
sort of thing. But I used it and it just kind of wasn't working in the end. And then I just used like a sound effect of footsteps, but sped them up really fast.
Yeah.
So it has that very kind of tiptoey kind of like super fast kind of effect. So and once I layered it in on top of the orchestral one, but they just weren't sounding the best. So I just brought them in, and then once I sped up the footsteps, I thought, okay, actually this works a lot better on its own. And again, like using more, I guess, not unnatural sounds to create a comedy kind of effect, like using the car skid for when he gets in the door, even though obviously that's not going to be the case, but
But
for this, it was that little detail that made the scene that extra kind of kept the energy up. Without it, it just felt like the footsteps going all the way to Coco eating the beans. Kind of just felt like, okay, there's a bit of dead air in there that needs to be filled up.
Yeah.
But those little details of like a little skid just add that bit more of kind of like life to it, you know?
Do you love that angel?
That was one of the first sounds that came to my head when I watched the clips.
Yeah.
It was just because of that spinning background on him as well. I was like, that's just calling for one of those kind of angelic kind of sounds.
See, the weird thing about that, because the sounds that play in my head and the sounds that play in your head are completely different. I was thinking, do you know them game show sounds? Like the cash, when you hit the slot machine, all the cash comes out.
Like the that kind of thing?
That's what I was thinking for that.
Oh.
But then when I didn't say it to you, because I wanted to see what you would do.
Yeah.
And then when I heard that, I was like, that's better.
Okay. Oh, cool. Shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because originally I was going to do the sound for this, and then I told you about it, and you were like, well, I can do
Give
the
it
sound.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, and I was dreading the fighting noises, because I would just have to sit there, because the only way I knew how to do sound was just the websites that give you the free sounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to sit in my room all day just listening to different fart noises.
I found a couple off the YouTube audio library, and there was some also sitting on like my hard drive from like sound effects that I had years ago. Like some of them are all balloons, just with the air coming out of them. But it was just a kind of a fluke that when I placed in the sounds, that they actually added up correctly.
Yeah.
They lined up correctly with the scene, and then it was just a matter of kind of like cutting them and then using that kind of pan effect. So if anybody watched that on headphones or through speakers, you're going to get that effect, like it's you going completely out of the room. Like
I loved the eating sound, because I wanted that to be really kind of cringy, and you made it that really like he's just like.
Yeah, and then just adding in a few layers for like the stomach rumble.
Yeah.
and then like layering in the high squeak and then these other fart noises and stuff, just to kind of bring it all together. And then as Roro looks at the camera then at the end was just more of a, okay, I'll jump back to the instrument kind of approach.
Yeah.
Again, using kind of two weird notes together to give that kind of the fuck.
Yeah.
It just adds a nice kind of texture to the end. We key back into the music then at the end of it.
Yeah, that I love the way it just ends and goes straight to the thing.
Yeah.
It gives you enough time to be like, he's questioning why he had to wake up for this.
Yeah.
And then it just ends. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, well, I'm glad it turned out well and that you're happy with it.
I was delighted with it. But that's why every time I've handed you a project like this, I've just been like, I'm going to let you do it, because working... I understand being like, someone coming up to me being like, I want you to work on this animation.
Yeah.
And they'll have a list of things and it's just too much and it becomes more confusing. That just giving someone a project, going, do whatever you think is right, is way better, because it gives you that freedom. So that's what I do with you.
Yeah.
And every time, instead of me going, I want this sound at this time, this sound at that time, you've made the sounds better. So like when the circle and you have the angelic sound, if I went, I want a casino sound for that, it would have made it worse.
Well, no, if you have something in mind, that's okay. It helps me narrow in on your kind of vision for it. But how long that we've done stuff together, I guess it's cool that you can just go, do your thing. Yeah. And if there is any critiques, I'll tell you. But it's usually I kind of have the critiques before you even get to them. It's like, I'm happy with it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec. I got to fix something.
I think that actually happened with one of the projects we did before, where you sent it to me and you were like, any mistakes? And I was like, I think there might be one. And then I re-listened and it was there. I just kind of must have zoned it out. And then I was like, no, it's all fine. And then you went, well, I'll give you the proper version of that with all the fixes. I was like, what?
What fixes? I know them.
Yeah.
Head over then to Corey's channel to check out then us talking about the animation side of this short as well. I hope this made some sort of sense. We're just going back and forth things because we're only trying to figure out what way to do all this. So
I actually learned a bit about sound as well, so I'm proud of that.
Oh, that's a win for me.
Yeah.
So Corey, thanks for being on. Head over to Corey's channel. The video will be linked on the cards and in the description below, so you can go over his channel, subscribe, check out the video that we're doing on his. And then until the next one, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.